All right, so I told you I would share with you some symptoms of the real symptoms of having a spiritual practice. And I really kind of jotted notes down and they started come to me as I started to replay my life and the symptoms of a meditation practice that didn't just look so pretty. Because I'm always talking about all the great things that look and feel good, but the stuff that just doesn't feel good. But you know that your spiritual practice is still working, so don't give up. And people are going to be on various stages of their spiritual practice, meditation, and just in general spiritual practice. So I'm going to describe the ones that I have experienced throughout my life, that I didn't think that it was working, but it actually is. And it's really, you know, it's really a crumbling of the life that you previously had that wasn't actually yours. And what your soul wants is for you to be expansive and to start dropping off things that just don't have and have any weight on your evolution and your liberation and your acceptance of who you are and of love, the love that you are. So one of this is the hardest things is that people will start falling away. The people that you thought were your friends or people you thought that you liked, they'll start falling away and you'll start getting new friends and new tribe, let's say new tribe, because your energy is shifting and changing, expanding, it's brightening. And then so the people who you kind of was your tribe, you will have a hard time to relate to them because as you brighten, there's going to be a contrast in the energy of both of you guys, and then there's going to be a rubbing, and it's that rubbing, it's all the stuff that you guys just don't see eye to eye anymore, or they'll just not just irritate you, but the things that you did put up with, like the gossiping and the mean behavior or the controlling and all those things, maybe in this relationship, friendship, or in family, or even spouse, it starts to have that friction, and then that contrast is starting because you are brightening. And so I think that is the hardest part for me and a lot of people. The people that I've worked with is the mind has a hard time grasping, and it also stays safe in this place because when you're coming more into your powerful self, that part of your world is going to kind of shatter and collapse. And it doesn't have to be in a dramatic way. It's just sort of sad sometimes, and there is a grieving in that because the people that you once loved, you're just not, as you call it, on the eye to eye or on the same page anymore, and that's okay. That's okay. You are just brightening, and then sometimes we send them out blessings, and then you just kind of keep going to be you. So people start falling away. Two, your life might be redirected. Let me just read. I just jotted scribbles. Yeah, your life is being redirected. You might want to leave a relationship, leave a job, leave a town, just do something different, like a dramatic shift of just your lifestyle. And it's just going to look like an upheaval, and it doesn't make sense. It might make sense deep inside of you, but to the outside, they're like, are you nuts? You're quitting your job? Are you nuts? You're quitting this $100K $1 million job to go, fish in the Arctic, or, something crazy like that. So it might not make sense, but it will. It will to your soul, and it will to you because it feels good. And the part that doesn't feel good is that you're starting to get out of that collective consciousness of the lower, that lower stream of consciousness, and you're starting to come in to be you and uniquely you. So that's why it just is a little bit of, that's the discomfort that's happening within you. You stop abusing your body. Symptoms of a meditation practice also is, I don't think this is a negative one, but one, you stop abusing your body, whether or not it's the dark the dark part of the symptoms of meditation practice. You start honoring your body, you stop abusing your body, you start thinking in terms of intelligent food and what you put in your body. You start wanting high vibe food. You want to start more high vibe around you, in you, for you. And you can know what that is. You're starting to distinguish what that is. And let's see. And you don't care about perfectionism anymore. You don't care if your T's are crossed, your I's are dotted. You just don't care if somebody says, oh, you made a spelling mistake or you did this. Yeah, you know, but like for me, the message is just out there. I'm just doing it imperfectly. And then in that process, it becomes perfect and masterful. And you start becoming okay with the way things are because you're more in the flow rather than the perfection of how it is being seen in the outside world. And that's hard too, because in that you're going to receive a lot of other people's opinions and negative vibes around what the heck are you doing? what kind of work are you putting out there? But you know, we're just not used to doing things that way. We're used to doing things perfect and polished, and that's the life that we created, the society we created. What else? Oh, one of the other things is you're kind of like in la la land. I know some people have approached me, these feelings I had been feeling like, and I had gone through this too, because I just was sitting with the plants and it's like, I don't care about money. I don't really care. I don't really care about anything else. I just want to be with the plant and just sit in the fields. So it's that kind of thing. You want to probably sit on a park bench and just observe nature and commune with nature and just observe the birds and feed the birds like that, and space out. And that's kind of the symptoms of having a meditation practice too, is because, I don't know, you're kind of, for me, was kind of feeling like getting in touch with what truly mattered and getting in touch with the beauty in life again. And nothing else seemed to matter, because you know that your source is source and that everything that you ever will need is always taken care of. You know that you can, find source in anything day to day if you're living day to day, because you just have that absolute faith and you walk in faith that you'll be taken care of. So when you go through that phase, depending on where you are in your journey of practice, you might feel that way. And it's important also to not get stuck there, and to know and to have people around you to get out of that spaciness, because there is also sort of a danger in that too, because we live in the material world and we need to be able to take care of ourselves financially, materially, and enjoy this physical material world. And so that might be a phase, but some people don't even get through that phase. I thank God I had got through that phase, but I could see how scary it is not to get through that phase and not care about anything in this world. And what else? One of the things also is like you don't feel yourself, like you don't, you seem to have everything, but you're just unhappy. You seem to have all the material abundance. You seem to have a great family. You seem to have a great spouse. You seem to have great friends, but something inside of you feels off. And so those are the things that when you're opening to your soul and you're connecting more deeply with your soul, you'll start to feel, you start to question some things. And that's part of the curiosity around what is it that I'm feeling, and asking more empowering questions of going deeper into the depths of who you are. And that is in an inquiry, and that is what we call spiritual, and even I went to the silent retreats and I had a spiritual director, and she helped me uncover all of those things that was going inside of me. And that she asked me a series of questions, and you ask your soul questions, your soul will answer. So having somebody to ask you and guide you to those questions to your soul, and to help to unravel that there's nothing wrong with you, that there's everything right going on with you, that it is a beautiful experience you're having, but we were just never taught how to feel these experiences and feel these feelings, and to actually feel, because we were never allowed to feel or felt safe to feel. And then one last thing is sleeping. I think, you know, one of the things when, you know, you have the treatment, it's called Ayurvedic therapy called Shirodhara. Shirodhara is warm oil, warm, delicious oil on the forehead, third eye here. And it's a stream of oil on your third eye, and it's performed by a therapist who meditates. And when a couple times I received that, I could not sleep, because that puts you kind of in a forced meditation, and that's what Shirodhara does. Puts you into a meditation, a deep sort of like I felt so rested after the series of Shirodhara. I couldn't sleep. I was like awake at night, and even in my actually in my life right now, and after my father passed, I couldn't sleep. I was just like, I felt so creative. I was writing, I was creating. I created aromatic feathers, grieving feathers, and I created so many things. When I allowed myself to wake up at 3 a.m. and having like 3 hours sleep, but I still felt rested. And that's what meditation practice does. It makes you feel so rested. And you can actually go on less sleep and your body still be that self-healing mechanism and feel rejuvenated on less sleep, even with 15 minutes of meditation or less, because you start knowing how to connect in faster, deeper. And that's what the meditation and spiritual practice does. It just helps you connect with yourself. And if you're doing it all throughout the day in the moments of flow, then you can tap in and fill up. And then you probably will feel like you have insomnia, but you actually don't have insomnia. And there is a difference. Insomnia, you don't feel rested. Even if you're sleeping or you take sleeping pills and you still don't feel rested. That's not one of the symptoms of a spiritual practice that is working. When it's working, you feel rested, but you're just not used to probably that feeling of not having a lot of sleep, but yet feeling energized. And then what else? Promise one more. Non-linear. It's your life will be more fluid. I got rid of my to-do list. I don't have a to-do list. I don't have a list. I don't carry lists. I don't do lists. I might do lists for the store, but do I really look at it once I'm there? No, I don't. So non-linear I wanted to talk about. So your life becomes more non-linear. You create more space in your calendar. You don't have a need to start scheduling a bunch of things just to schedule a bunch of things and feel important, or whatever, why you schedule or we schedule things on our calendar. That spaciousness is the soul. Spaciousness is your desire to be a little bit more spontaneous, so that you can tap into your creative spirit. And spirit, especially entrepreneurs out there, and artists and creatives, to tap into that flow state. That flow state is actually you connecting to your spirit, and then that's where your creative energy, and that flow allows you to be present. It's all about being present. So you start having a non-linear life, because that's what the soul is. And for a lot of people, that is very hard to live the non-linear life, because we have lived a linear life from childhood to school to college to getting married. That's the linear path to having a 9-to-5 job, retiring at 63 or whatnot. That's a linear path, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just choices that we each individually make. But if you're on this path, you'll sort of know maybe why you quit that job, or this, or you're feeling this or this. It means your soul is starting to awaken, and you want to just kind of like this. And it might look like chaos to yourself, or maybe to people, to your family in the outside world. But know who you are. Keep standing for yourself. If that's what you feel, continue to walk in that faith, because faith is the one that will continue to take you where your soul desires to be, and that's liberation. That's really liberation. It will give you the fulfillment, it'll give you the freedom, it'll give you the health, it'll give you the prosperity and the happiness and all of those good things in life, and allow you to serve from the place of overflowing love, and even ageless, timeless, and feeling beautiful inside and out, and all of those things that are connecting with our spirit gives us. So I hope that has helped. Those are just experiences that I've had and clients that I've worked with, and I've kind of like summed it up right here.